Go for it, dude.
And
I'm like the president.
Streaming, we are live. Okay, guys. So Jerry has just threatened the White House. So we
did not threaten the White House.
We have to get this stream in and at least online before the before Jerry turns into a big static smear all over all over my.
I'm just stroking my AR-15 lower that I just printed.
He's stroking his lower, guys. You heard it. You heard it.
I'm stroking my lower for you, Jay.
Can you confirm that we're online? Pretty sure we are.
Oh.
I'm looking at a document and you, so. And I'm
well,
really jealous
hold
of those
on.
glasses.
I'm going to go ahead and hit. I know, man. These are sexy. I love them.
So
I'm getting a please stand by starting soon, but I'm guessing it's just because it's a little bit behind.
Yeah, because it has to do that 1 minute delay first before it'll let you do it. So anyway.
Oh, hey, there's still hashtag bump hunting. Nice. Bump hunter, bump hunter.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and tweet this out. Everybody tweet out the stream. We have topics today.
We do. This is going to be some. Well, I'm not going to say structured because you know me. I'm going to derail everything horribly.
This is going to be pretty. Nah.
Guys, I literally did topics.
It's just a white. Always sees a white screen, dude. We are live now with topics. Woohoo! All right, so before we roll that intro, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we are going to be talking about a man who wants to marry his computer. Snapchat has deceived its users and is settled. Guy gets threatened by lawsuit by MediaBridge for writing a negative product review. Yeah, can you imagine that?
Screw you, MediaBridge.
You know how much trouble you and I would be in?
Shit, I'm worried, man. I'm going to delete all my videos.
Facebook unveils anonymous login functionality. That's going to be great for the internet.
Thanks, Zuck.
Bitcoin's okay for politicians and their campaigns, and drones are banned in the United States while apparently the ban will infringe on your rights. But anyways, go ahead and roll that intro. Well, guys, Jerry pretty much picked these. I picked the one about the man wants to marry his porn-filled MacBook computer.
Who wouldn't want to marry that? I'm just saying. But yes, I did it. I actually contributed to the show for once. Just ask Jay. Jay always does all the work, and I just show up, and I'm just like, hey, guys, and just derail everything we talk about. I don't know.
Hashtag 3D printing.
This time
internet.
I took a page out of that old Lambo driving Canadian's book by the name of Linus.
I know. For a minute there, I was like, why did you send me a WAN show document?
I know, it's kind of a ripoff, really. I mean,
I can see.
Did you really just change the co-host name again to Barnacle Better? Wait, better. Oh no, I still have that. Better than Jay has him.
I'm still.
I thought you did that to me. Oh.
No, you did it. I'm J250.
Oh, you're J250. Yeah, we're using Google Docs for the document, and you can actually go through and like edit each other's stuff. You guys probably know that if you watch the WAN
Wait. Ali Sadko says be right back dinner, so let's wait till he gets back.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and eat this whole plate of delicious cookies in this bag.
I so want one.
You want one?
I do.
I'll give you one. Here, open your mouth. Here. Keep getting it? Get it, Jay.
Okay, so I was afraid to touch this topic. I sent it to you honestly as a joke, and next thing I know, it's #1 on the Google Doc. I'm like, really?
Hey, I like to start it off with a little bit of controversy. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so just to recap the article here, guys, it's a guy out in the UK, I guess. Is it the UK? No, he's in Florida. I'm sorry. It was a UK artitle that we looked at here.
I think it's Utah, actually.
No, he's in Florida, but he also filed this in Utah. He strategically filed this whatever it is that he filed to try and block gay marriage, actually. Jerry and I think that this is a move from this guy to try and block gay marriage because he's using the argument of if you can marry something, if you can marry anything you want, regardless of whether or not your genitals meet up, and he actually said that, by the way, whether or not your genitals actually match up, you should be able to marry anything that you want, even an inanimate object like his porn-filled computer.
Well, technically, gay and lesbian people, their genitalia lines up too. Like, I mean, right? It looks the same. Actually, it lines up better.
I would kind of probably think that it would be more like a magnet. You know, you put two norths together, they don't exactly pull in.
Oh, maybe that feels good though. I wouldn't know.
I've never had sex with a magnet.
But in a nutshell, this guy is arguing that he wants to marry, and I love how he puts the spin of I don't want to just marry my laptop, but he wants to marry his porn-filled laptop. Yeah. Like it's because of all the porn on it that he wants to marry it. And he makes a bunch of arguments as to why it's the same. But obviously it's a publicity stunt. They're not taking it seriously. They're honestly not. If you read the end of the article, and we'll put the links down in the description of the video once it's posted. It's completely just a senseless ploy. But it's funny because I was thinking about it personally, and I was like, okay, well, to marry somebody, it's got to be a consensual act, right, Jay? I mean, it has to be. Otherwise,
that was two things came to mind. One, it has to be consensual, and two, you would think the object has to be living. He'd have more of an argument of wanting to marry his potbelly pig than he does marry a computer.
Hey, whoa, Jay, whoa! Don't be pushing your views and sexuality on people, because one day I am hopeful that there will be sex robots, okay? And they're AI and they're not living, so just don't be pushing your little non-AI stereotypes on people. I'm still hopeful this could happen someday.
You know what movie I watched late last night?
What's that?
It's actually tech related. Weird Science.
Weird Science. Oh yeah, dude. They
back
whipped
in
up.
The day.
Yeah, they whipped up a lady. See, if something like that happened, wouldn't you be kicking yourself in the ass in the future? You're like, oh man, I said they had to be living.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
And people are saying again that my camera is stuttering, and I don't understand. I switched it back to the C920, and I don't know why. The C920 and XSplit for me are not playing nicely together anymore.
Ooh, Joshua Northern says I look like a porn star with these glasses on. Thank you, Josh. Love you.
Yeah, you look like something, all right.
so anyways, obviously a publicity stunt, and it worked because it actually made the tech news. But it's funny, right? Some dude's just trying to use some stupid ass argument again to try to block gay marriage. And you know how Jay and I feel. Anybody can do anything they want to anything they want as long as it's consensual. No raping people.
Who wouldn't want to marry a computer full of porn though?
Like seriously, I would. I guess you could write a consent app that would use the voice synthesizer and be like, "Yes, I will marry you. Yes, I will marry you." I mean,
does that really constitute?
No, you kind of made it do it. That's like under duress. So yeah, I guess you can't marry like vegetables, right? I mean, you can't go like.
That's why I just don't feel like it's a very valid point. We know the point he's trying to make, but a computer. I mean, that was just kind of silly.
He's being a dumbass. The guy is being a complete and total dumbass, and yeah.
Now how long is that marriage going to last? He's eventually going to want to upgrade his computer.
Well, it sounded to me like he wanted to marry the porn more than he wanted to marry the laptop. So I figure a hard drive usually only lasts about 3 to 5 years, especially under heavy use, which it sounds like he was really getting some heavy use out of that bad boy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking 3 to 5 years, that thing's going to die. And then what's he going to do? I mean, when she dies, is he going to collect the life insurance from like Best Buy and then go get another one? Like, I don't know.
Right. I mean, and if he breaks the computer, is it murder? Is it spousal abuse? I mean,
that's a good question. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's like, he's opening up a whole new territory here.
Point taken, but just poorly executed, I think.
And now we get to segue into Snapchat, everybody's favorite application. Matter of fact, I think I've got like 50 some odd Snapchats. I get massive Snapchats like every day. I've only got 21. Okay,
there was a while there when I started, when the channel started growing. I was like, hey, yeah, maybe I'll Snapchat with some. No, probably not a good idea. Because I don't want to be seeing pictures of dudes all day long.
So far, I haven't got a picture of any wieners yet. The only thing I've been Snapchatted is this guy.
Until you said that.
Oh yeah, right.
Now it's just going to be Snap Wiener.
No, I just got this guy Grant the Funny that just sends me pictures of him in his bathtub. It's like seriously, every day I get a picture from the guy in his bathtub.
Is it
Grant
a bubble
the
bath?
Funny, if you're it's a bubble bath. I mean, he's not showing anything obscene, but it's like he's obviously in the bathtub every day Snapchatting me. So apparently I make him happy. So I'm okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So why are we talking about
There he is.
Snapchat?
Now he's famous.
Why are we talking
Grant
about
Funny.
Snapchat? Oh, he's kind of silly looking like you.
Oh, he's totally a silly guy. I mean, that's what he does.
He
but anyways,
looks somewhat like you.
The bottom line is I'm going to prove the point right here. So let's go ahead and open up a Snapchat here from Halkengard. All I got to do is push this button and this button.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, I did? Here, hold on. We'll do it. Oh, he lucked out. Okay, let's go for sparkles here. Loading. I don't want to load. I want to see. Oh, there we go. All right. So there we go. See it? Oh, damn it. Got to get it quick. 6 seconds. Oh!
There it is.
Oh,
I
just took a snapshot of the Snapchat. Now, here's the problem. Explain
what Snapchat is if anyone doesn't know.
Okay, so for the people that don't know what Snapchat is, it's an application that's pretty much used for lewd gestures. I mean, that you send anybody a picture, it can be a group of people or a single person, and that picture only survives for 10 seconds when you start viewing it. And once it's viewed, it's gone forever. You can't see it again. So the whole idea is it's supposed to be a secure way for people to exchange pictures that don't get propagated around and shared and proliferated on the internet. Well, and they advertise this. This is the problem with Snapchat, is they actually advertise that the picture is shown to you for 10 seconds and then is gone forever. And they make it sound like there's no way. Well, you just watched. I just took a screenshot of the Snapchat. Now it's immortalized on my phone. I could share that with anybody. And people didn't realize that. So a lot of people got pissed because they were sending pictures and nudes and wiener pics and booby pics, and I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible here, but they were sending pictures of their junk, and now they're forever immortalized, and there's sites popping up everywhere that are like Snapchat pics and Snapchat girls and a bunch of other sites that I don't know anything about. But anyways, that's launched this whole lawsuit against Snapchat. So that's that whole thing where it's like, I mean, that's about the biggest invasion of privacy you can have, right? It's one thing for you to like lose your name or lose something, but to be told that the system's completely secure, and the thing is, their app knows this. It's not like an accident. It's not a bug. When you take a screenshot, it actually sends a message back to the person saying that you took a screenshot.
Yeah.
So how pissed off are you that you're just like, and 3 seconds later, it's like, you've been screen capped. Shit, I didn't even know that was possible. What?
Yeah, and there were some other things in the lawsuit too, wasn't there? Like it has access to your camera roll, it has access to your contacts and all that stuff. Yeah,
they said that aside from it just being, you able to snap the Snapchat, if you will, that the back end was heavily open and easily to hack and easy to gather data, and it was just basically wide open. So the settlement now. One of the conditions of the settlement is they have to be monitored by an independent security company for 20 years. Jeez. And if they violate, and they have to put privacy in place, and they can never advertise Snapchat as being anonymous or secure ever again.
And that's what got them in trouble. Just for clarity, people, that's what got them in trouble. It's not the fact that what Jerry just demonstrated is possible. It's the fact that they basically advertised the app as being, oh, you've got 5 seconds to view this picture or whatever it is, and that's it. It's gone. It's gone forever. In fact, they even used the word forever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They were basically luring people into a false sense of security, and it wasn't founded at all. So they got busted for it, which in my opinion is a good thing, because that's horrible. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand technology and how it works. And if you're buying and paying money or downloading something and it says in the end user license agreement, this is what's going to happen. You expect that to be honored. And in this case, it absolutely was not.
Right. Well, I've done Snapchat a couple of times, like with the wife and some personal friends and stuff, and I didn't really see the point. I found it kind of boring, to be honest.
I guess it's... I don't want to say it's boring. I mean, because it's cool, because I get like 50 of these things a day. As a matter of fact, I just got 3. Okay, I already got a Snapchat of people watching the live stream. Let's see, I got another Snapchat of people watching the live stream. Snapchat for the nudes. Another one. Yeah, see, so it's a quick form of communication without you having to give out like a lot of personal information and people being able to find you. So it does have its place, but the whole 10-second thing, since it's illusionary, it's like, why even have it? They should just take it out now.
Right.
I mean, there's absolutely no point for it to be in there. Just let everybody just keep all their pics.
I turned off my cam for a sec. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to try and fix this camera issue real quick.
All right. Well, you fix that camera issue. And let's see. Is there anything else on Snapchat that I wanted to talk about? I'm going to look at my Google Doc over here, guys, so that I can get my 411. Let's see. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you've already covered everything that was pretty much in the topic there, but the next one was one that's really close to us in our channels. Maybe we should save it for a little bit later.
Yeah, let's save that for a little bit later.
We can go on a bit of a rant for that.
That one's going to be a good one for sure. And do you want to? And we'll do your live tubing bending here after this next one. Okay, let's jump to another privacy one, right? So Facebook unveils anonymous login functionality.
Jeez.
Woo! Go Zuckerberg.
Which is funny, because everything you ever sign up for now is like, sign in with Facebook, sign in with Facebook, sign in with Facebook.
I think that Facebook finally just scared the shit out of all their users. I think it finally got to the point where everybody was like, "Oh my God, Facebook is used to log into everything."
It was the Watch Dogs demo, wasn't it?
It's exactly. It's basically you're giving your life to Facebook, and now it's not. You're just giving your life to Facebook. You're giving your entire security of your life to Facebook. I mean, it's one step away from you logging into your damn PayPal account and your bank and your mortgage using Facebook authentication. So I think to win back some trust, they decided to add some some anonymity to it. So now you can actually click a button to log in anonymously when you have an app on your phone or an app on your tablet. And or even on if you need to log in through your PC, you can choose either to log in completely anonymously, with obviously you're not going to be able to post and do stuff like that, and you're going to be heavily restricted, or you can log in as yourself and you can actually independently disable certain private information. That way you don't have to worry about sharing like your phone number or your email address or things like that. You can independently say that I do not want this app to have access to it, because today, you may not know it, but when you go download your 99-cent app on your iPhone that's like, Doodle Fappy Bird the third V3, you're basically saying, yes, you can have access to my information.
Yeah.
And they literally got all your Facebook information, your personal information. I mean, they don't hold much back. Facebook really doesn't. I mean, it tries to tell you on the screen what it's giving away, but who the hell looks at that? They're like, oh, yeah, this will be fine.
I'll switch the scene here for 1 second. Get rid of this camera.
Go ahead.
There we go. I'm not one of those people that's like all that super worried about my online information getting out there, obviously, or if I was, I wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. I would have to agree that Facebook has probably been one of the most invasive pieces of social media I've ever seen. Not so much because of the amount of information that they have access to if you're willing to fill it all out, but because of the fact that they continuously change their privacy settings without telling you. That's the thing. They're constantly reverting it. They're constantly adding location services on there without telling you. I mean, every now and then you'll make a post and it's just like your location's broadcasted everywhere. I mean, even you just the other day, even on Twitter, saw that Twitter added location services and phone numbers. What was it? Phone number. There was a.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up. Yeah, for a brief period of time, Twitter went and changed all my settings to basically divulge my location and phone number. Not like it was putting my phone number out publicly, but if somebody had queried my phone number during that time, they would have got it.
Exactly, and anything that you would have posted picture-wise and stuff, it would have been embedded in the picture. So somebody could have taken down that picture from Twitter and decoded that picture and actually gotten your location as well as your phone number off the image. So
for the metadata, it would have sucked.
Yeah, and Facebook actually brought a lot of awareness to that with people. What's funny though is I never cease in getting surprised by the amount of people that, well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised, but I find it hilarious that people are so shocked when they find out that this level of privacy invasion is actually present on social media. What do you mean? You can see where I'm at, and you can see where my kids are, and this and that. It's like, you know what? You're connected all the time, your smartphone and everything, and these people just get freaked out when they realize the level of connected that they really are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were some people even in my personal circle that were just ranting on Facebook, and I'm like, wait a minute. So you're actually going to have the nerve to get upset that a whole site that's just based on you kind of like publicly broadcasting yourself out there is broadcasting you, and that bothers you. And they're like, well, because they didn't tell me and this and that. I'm like, well, technically it is there. Anytime you post any sort of picture or anything, there has always been a fine print that says that, location services, check it, uncheck it. The shady thing for Facebook is that it was default checking, enabling it, but I don't know. It
was misleading though. It was definitely misleading. You should assume that anything that you put online is going to be exposed, but at the same thing, you got your mortgages, you got your bank information, all that stuff's online too, and you don't want that exposed. So,
yeah.
And it's one of those things where like companies like Facebook and stuff that do social media, they make 100% of their revenue off selling our information.
Right.
That's what they do. Whether it be in the form of giving it to an advertiser so they know that, this guy shits his pants a lot, so he needs more diapers. I mean, it's like it's that targeted advertisement that they make money off of. And things like adding anonymous functionality and stuff like that, those aren't steps that make them more money. That's steps to correct a mistake. That's what that is. That's like, oh crap, we're starting to lose people. And they're heading out the door.
How do you think people also are able to send those SMS ads and stuff? It's these apps that have access to your contacts.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, people think, well, it's just a national database of phone numbers. No, because it needs to know if it even has a chance at an SMS getting through. But if it knows that it's a mobile number, because an app is able to query your contacts, which there's very, very, very few apps, even on iOS, that don't want access to your contacts list. Yep. And they just query your contacts, and then boom, they'll blanket send it out.
Now, I remember like 10 years ago, I knew a guy, and he actually had a service that he wrote that he was running on a farm of machines that were offshore. that would go troll every forum, and this is like pre-CAPTCHA, right? This is like now CAPTCHA blocks a lot of this, but it would go in and create these random accounts on forums, go and troll through every single post in the entire forum, basically spider crawl the entire thing, and then it would look for patterns. It would look for phone number patterns, both domestic and international. It would look for email addresses and all that stuff, and it would extract it, and he would actually sell that to marketing companies. Like, marketing companies would pay him a certain dollar amount per so many thousand confirmed email addresses and phone numbers they provided him.
Right.
Because what the marketing companies would do back then is, even if you're on the federal do not call registry, they could say, we got your number off of a list that was sold to us, which pushes the liability off on the person who created the list and not the caller. So it's really just like, you know, completely shady ass tactics. They're still trying to do it today, but because of CAPTCHA and stuff like that, it's not as effective, but it still happens.
It's like those old school auto dialers that you could give it a zip code or an area code and then just give it a range, and it's like,
I actually used to war dial. I actually had a war dialer for DOS back in the day when I was about 12 years old, and I had my 20, or was it be a 14.4 modem back then? Yeah, no, my parents had no idea. They went and bought me like a second phone line, and I had that sucker dialing like all 10. I'd put in a different area code every night and have it dial all 10,000 numbers, wake up, and I'd have a list of things that picked up, and it'd be like fax machine, modem, fax machine, modem. And then I could call them back and see what they were.
Look at that. You started the database, man.
Yep. Back in those days. So
now,
if you were,
now it's in the database farm out there in Utah or wherever.
Yep.
The
So
NSA
if back in the early 90s, you lived in the Kitsap County area and you woke up at 3 a.m. by a phone call that sounded like this. That was me. Sorry.
It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Homer got the auto dialer and he was calling out all the telemarketing ads.
Yeah, that was funny.
They came and destroyed his phone as an angry mob. Oh,
so awesome. So, do you want to move on to the next topic?
You know, I put it out there. I asked people if you guys wanted to see a live rigid tubing demo. I don't know if you.
Yeah,
a lot of you guys
bend your rigid tube. Come on, Jay, bend it for me.
I mean, I gotta do it down here off the camera.
Get it warmed up first, Jay. Get it warmed up.
Okay.
You don't want to bend your cold tube.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it semi clean.
Hey, you want to get it pliable before you bend it.
Gotta heat it up. Must heat it up.
I hear friction's the best way to do that. Have you tried just using friction on the pipe to warm it up? Or do you use like... This is bringing back bad memories of that one stream we did with Paul and
I actually watched that stream earlier today when you tweeted it out.
I was pissing my pants when we were doing that. When I'm like spitting on my hand.
I had the camera on my shoulder and was...
we were a whole different people back then. But you know what'd you say, Jay? 100,000 changes you. You know,
changes
here I am.
You, not me. I'm not there yet.
100,000 subs. Now I'm wearing my 8-bit glasses and sitting here with my Loki shirt on.
Speaking of those glasses, I see that. Speaking of those glasses, I have to hope that eventually get some of my nerd block maybe someday. But so I get my first nerd block coming out, the one that's getting ready to come out. Can't wait to open that up. And they're sending me a Girl Nerd Block Junior for the kid. So we're gonna actually unbox that one together.
Oh, she's gonna love it. Xander loved the Nerd Block Junior.
She, ever since she watched your video with me the other day when you were unboxing the Nature Box and stuff, she kept asking, Dad, are you gonna get a Nerd Block? Are you gonna? Yes, I'm getting a Nerd Block. When's it gonna be here? When's it gonna be here? And I made the mistake of going, you know, they have a kids one too, and she was like, what? So ever since then, can I have a Nerd Block? I want a Nerd Block. And then I went on the website and she saw all the pink. She's like, they have girl Nerd Blocks, and she was like freaking out.
That's awesome.
So of course,
that's awesome.
She's gonna get her subscription. So
hey guys, hit that like button if you're sitting here. We got 335 people watching, only 73 likes. Please, we feed on your likes. Every time you hit that like button, we get a warm, tingling sensation in a place that I'm not allowed to talk about on this stream.
I get the warm sensation in my tube.
Here, hold on, I need some help with this. I get this warm sensation down in my little pants under the hose. It's awesome.
Shut up, Jethro.
Okay, Jay.
That guy.
That guy's so funny.
All right, so if you guys want to see me bend my tube, no, it's not a crack pipe. This is not a crack pipe. We'll
here we go. No, Jay, you got to do the poses so everybody can meme you with the crack pipe.
If you guys want to see me bend my tube.
Go. Okay, so there's pose 1. Dude, it's so funny when we do these streams. We just get like shitloads and shitloads of memes. And, oh, look, they're already here. There's already have one. It's like, I'm starving. Master, have a cookie?
Jeez.
All right. Screenshot with your other. Oh, my God. Oh, God.
I'm not looking at the memes till after. All right.
Okay. I got to stay professional, guys. This is hard. This is really hard. Okay. Jay, I would like to watch you heat and bend your rod. Let's do this.
All right. Let me go get the lotion. I'll be right back. Oh, this. Okay. Never mind.
No. Sorry. A tube. Acrylic tube.
Okay, guys. So, to heat your tube and do it the right way, there's 3 components. That's actually 3. I see the camera. There's 3 with a gang sign like that. That you guys... Oh, I should probably turn this down so you can see 200.
Yeah, I was looking a little suspect there. All right, there we go.
All right. So, you must have first a heat gun. Right there.
A blow dryer won't work?
A blow dryer will not work. You have to have your rigid tubing right there, as you can see. It is rigid, and it is tubing, and it is autofocusing issues. And at the very minimum, you must have a piece of silicone O-ring material, or whatever you want to call this, to insert into your tube.
Is that solid, or is that like a tube? Is that like a hose too, or is it solid all the way through?
This one is actually not solid. There is a hole.
But it's pretty thick walled.
It is, and in fact, if you bend it too tight, you can get a kink in it. So you need to be careful of the radius. I mean, if this was a solid piece of silicone, I could get a tighter bend, but I can get some pretty tight bends as it is. So
Bashara Quad said to make a crack pipe. I think that's kind of what he's doing.
I did that last week, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm making a monster pipe.
Monster pipe.
So this part's going to get a little bit loud, obviously. We have to turn on the heat gun on high. This is going to get glowing red hot. First thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the tube. And I don't really have anything in mind that I'm going to bend.
Just probably spit on it first.
No, don't need to.
Oh, no, in it. Okay.
Yeah. You could use like a drop of olive oil or something if you needed to. The farther you put the tube in there, the more resistance you're going to have to pull it out after it bends. So usually what I have to do to get the silicone tube out is take it over to the sink once it cools and let water kind of like flow in there and kind of start to, you know, lubricate the inside a little bit. So there's just way too many sexual puns in this whole demonstration.
I know, dude. You're not getting away from it. Just roll with it.
Difficult.
Just roll with it.
All right. So anyway, what you have to do while you're heating it is you have to keep rotating. And I wish the camera would stop autofocusing. You have to keep, and I'll do this so you can kind of see. You'd want to keep rotating.
on?
No, I'm just demonstrating first.
Okay.
When I turn it on, I don't think you'll be able to hear me.
Okay, gotcha.
But you have to keep rotating it. If you hold it on just one side, it's going to end up heating up one side more than the other. It won't bend and it'll crack. If you hold it on one side, you're going to make it hot. It's going to bubble up and it just won't look good. So the technique and the trick is actually to get a nice even heat applied to the tube. That way you can bend it. And you've got to heat a wide enough area of it, like say this much of it. That way you have room to actually do your radius. So, all right, we'll go ahead and do a bend. How loud is that? Is that loud?
It's not bad at all.
It's going to get really hot in here, too. So I'm rotating it right now. I'm going to kind of move it side to side a little bit. As it starts to get hotter, too, I'm going to probably come up a little bit higher on it. In fact, let me fix the camera angle here slightly.
Hey, we might get a couple more viewers, Jay, because I just tweeted out that you're showing live how to make a crack pipe on YouTube right now.
God. Okay, guys, so the last thing you want to do with your crack pipe is you don't want to crack your crack pipe. That actually defeats the entire purpose.
No.
Yeah, so you'll be able to start, after a while, start plying it a little bit. So just keep going back and forth, slowly rotating. As it starts to get a little bit soft, you want to move higher. That way the heat is a little less intense. But anyway, just keep going back and forth. This is actually the boring part. And this is why it takes so long to do rigid tubing bending, is it takes this much time just to do one bend.
Now, if you screw up and bend it wrong, I mean, can you bend it again, or do you got to basically throw it away and start over?
You got to throw it away because it'll never be straight again. You'll never have a piece. It'll be wrinkly looking.
Oh, that sucks. How many times do you have to throw shit away doing this?
All of my bends, except for the one on that first bend I did, that crazy looking bend that I just used as a template. That one had a second bend. That's the final product. I had one other tube that I had 5 tries on. The rest were all first attempt.
Wow.
But my problem was I was trying to bend it at 2:30 in the morning, and I was just exhausted. So
I kind of want to get a heat gun now. I'm surprised I don't have one.
See, it's starting to get soft now. I'm starting to be able to bend it a little bit here. Now, typically when you're going to bend this, you want to use something as a bending radius. When you have a tube in here like this, if you're just doing a simple 90, you don't really need that. But as you can see, it's starting to get pliable here.
Oh, it's bending. Must be getting excited.
It's getting super excited.
It's getting super excited. It just wants to get all up and bending.
Bend the tube, bend the tube. So yeah, we'll just kind of heat up, keep turning, just keep heating side to side. It'll start getting very, very soft.
Hey guys, type 1 in the chat if you enjoy watching Jay play with his plastic rod.
My rod is not plastic.
Acrylic rod.
It is silicone.
Silicone rod. Wait, it's silicone?
No.
I
was trying to make a sex toy joke, but
you failed. You failed, Jay.
I know.
You failed. And for that failure, I shall 3D print you a dildo. I'm not going to though. Seriously.
You're supposed to still 3D print a dildo gun.
Oh yeah, dildo machine gun, right? Because the top. Oh no, a dildo machine gun that's also a bong. That's
right.
That was the top 3 requests, man. A guy gets a 3D printer, and all everybody want to see is a gun, a bong, and a sex toy. Come on, really, guys?
So it's getting really hot in this room too. You guys have no idea how much heat this gun is putting off.
Yeah, he lives in California, man. They're about to break off and go into the ocean.
So yeah, I mean, you guys can see now just how long this is taking to do like red mist with all those bends. Because look how long it's taking just to heat up.
Yeah, you've already ruined it for me. Like I was gonna do rigid tubing, but screw that.
Well, I also have a fan blowing on me from behind, which isn't helping. It's like cooling it at the same rate I'm heating it.
So Jay, you know how I have my reservoir on the outside of my PC, right?
Right.
So what if I did rigid tubing, but I also cut holes and had the tubing coming in and out of the case, like winding in and out of the case, going around it? Would that be cool?
You could do it, but it's going to be hard.
Well, you know, man,
that's gonna be. I mean, remember your starting point and your end point have to line up perfectly with everything in the middle looking like you want as well. That's the hard part.
Did you? How did you? So you just eyeballed it, right?
I'm really good at eyeballing it. I mean, all of the tubes you see are all eyeballed.
So did you do any kind of marking on it or anything?
No.
Dude, you're hardcore.
But this isn't my first rodeo, so.
You are the master of the pipe.
See, it's really soft now. See, I mean, look at how far I can.
Ooh, bender good. Well, why are you still heating it then?
Because it's cooling off really, really fast right now.
Oh,
I have to keep heating it wider than where I want it to bend. That way it can actually have a radius to it.
So are you just doing a demo, or is this like a legitimate bend you're trying to achieve here?
I'm trying to get a legitimate 90-degree bend here. That's
nice.
Okay. That has a nice radius to it.
All right.
So, but anyway, what I could do now is I can turn that off. I can hold that at 90 degrees.
Ooh.
This is the part that kind of sucks because it takes a while for it to...
Oh, so you got to sit there and just wait for it to cool down?
Yeah, because if I let go, look. I mean, it wants to go back up. See, it's like...
It's kind of excited. You need to wait until it's not excited anymore. 3 to 5 minutes.
It's very excitable.
3 to 5 minutes, then go take a piss. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because see, I mean, you can still bend it.
Oh, go ahead.
And I know there might be some people that are thinking, well, just go splash some water on it or just go dip it in water. Well, then you're going to shock your acrylic and it can crack. So
you need to go just dip it in water, Jay. It'll shock the acrylic. It'll be fine after that. I promise.
So
I love these glasses. Oh, my God, I love these glasses. Thank you, Timmy. Timmy, if you're watching, thank you.
Is he going to make me a box my head? No, I'm not that cool.
Well, we talked about it today, and he said he doesn't think you're going to hit 100K, so...
Probably not.
I don't... Hey, did you watch that 100K celebration video?
Which one?
The one where I had the, what do I get at 1 million, and I showed a picture of a nerd container, like a container ship container.
Yeah, at the end.
I thought that was, you know how rare it is for me to actually go, like, edit graphics. I took, like, an hour just to do that one little segment, but it was so worth it, because I was laughing so hard. I was like, I want a nerd container.
So, yeah, anyway, there's the bend. It doesn't normally take that long to do a simple 90, but because I have the fan blowing on me, it's cooling it really quickly. I wanted to do like a spiral around something, but I don't have anything really cylindrical that I'm willing to put a hot piece of acrylic up against to get a nice...
That would actually be really cool to do, to bend a spiral like around the reservoir.
It would look neat if the rest of the system had some sort of a spiral theme going on. Otherwise, it would look really out of place.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying for red mist. I'm just saying...
not red mist.
Out loud here.
I'm just saying any computer. If it had a spiral theme going on, then yeah, I could see that.
Hey, Blake and Chris Games, you are very, very, very welcome. So you don't have to type that anymore. I just saved your fingers.
What happened?
Oh, Blake and Chris Games. He was a guy I went and checked out his YouTube channel earlier, and he's been spamming the chat, going, "Thanks for the advice on my YouTube channel."
Oh, jeez. I don't blame him. I mean, I know they have to spam it to get it seen, but I just want to bend another 90 here.
Oh, you want to bend another? You just like bending, man. You like bending your...
You can have the rest of the show. I'm just going to sit here and keep bending.
All right, well, you go ahead and bend
This is the part that's hard, though, is if you have to get the bend radius just right so that when it turns back to whatever it is you want it to line up with, that it lines up perfect with the fitting.
Well, Jay, you're doing it right, because we're up to 400 viewers. We got like another 100 viewers that want to come watch you make your crack pipe. So
now, Jay, pull the rubber out. I can't until I take it to the sink.
Hey! You can't take the rubber off until he finishes, okay, guys?
Yes, that would be called not practicing safe sex.
Yeah, everything sounds bad. Jay likes putting his hot tube up against things.
You have no idea.
Jacob said that. That's nice.
Hot
That's
tube
nice.
for
All right,
life.
well, you're bending your tube. Let's talk about corrupt politicians. All right, so today...
And how they want to ban Bitcoin but accept it for their campaigns?
Yeah. We're going to talk about that right now. So Bitcoin, yeah, you know that digital currency, along with the other 50,000 other digital currencies, that's mainly used to, fund terrorist activities, buy illegal things on the internet, and I don't know, drugs and stuff. I'm just kidding. Bitcoin can be used for legitimate purposes, but in a nutshell, a lot of governments want to shut down electronic currencies because they're not traceable, even less traceable than like physical currencies in a lot of ways. So what does our government do? And I'm talking about the United States government. They okay it for political contributions. So now you can fund your favorite politician with Bitcoins. And yeah, that isn't going to shift the balance of power at all.
And next, they're going to be accepting Dogecoin.
Yeah, next time it's going to be Doge, or some people call it Doggy Coin, and then Litecoin, and then Brown Coin, and Red Coin, and Blue Coin, and Turquoise Coin.
Yeah,
it's out of control. But anyways, so it's okayed by the Federal Election Commission, but you can only donate $100. But the first thing that came to my mind is like, how the hell are they going to enforce that? I could donate to my favorite political party. I could just say my name was somebody else's name, and like I don't have to give my social security number
because
and stuff. So
the coin is not traceable.
Yeah, I think it's crap. I think it's kind of a bullshit thing where they're like, oh yeah, $100 limit, but they're never going to enforce it. So now you're going to have big oil just converting like $100 million into little $100 lots and donating them. Oh, dude, that's awesome. You made a crank.
I made a crank. I made crank, Jerry. I made crank.
Here, hold on. I gotta get Jethro for this one. Look at Jay's turning his crank. It's awesome. Hey Jay, look at this crank.
Jerry.
Yeah.
It's my crank pipe.
Oh, he said crank pipe. Oh yeah.
Oh goodness.
Jethro, I love you.
Jethro,
I love this guy. To think a little cardboard thing out of another cardboard thing would give me so much pleasure. That sounded so wrong.
Yeah. So everyone wanted to know how to get the tube out. Dogs get stuck after they're done doing their thing. So.
Oh God, you had to take it there, didn't you? You know what's sad is that I know exactly what you're talking about, and that makes me feel dirty.
Could you imagine if humans got stuck?
Oh, Jay, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I won't be able to get this silicone tube out until after the stream, and I take it to the sink because I mean, if I cannot pull it out, and if I pull it too hard, I'm gonna break the tube off inside. Then I'm screwed. So
you have just successfully made a crack pipe that looks like a Model T crank. So if you have a Model T, you now start it.
You're like. Yo, officer, I was starting my car. I'm serious.
No problem. I promise, officer, I was just starting it. So back to the Bitcoins. Let's see here. But don't you guys think that's really weird that like they're allowing you to Jay, stop pointing your rubber at my face, dude.
I'm pointing my tube at Jerry's face.
Dude, don't put your tube in my face. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm just kidding. It kind of feels good. Keep doing it. But in a nutshell, you're basically going to be paying your politician with dirty electronic money, like filthy electronic money. Because for all you know, the person that donated to them, it probably came from, I'm guessing Nigeria, because they seem to have like all the scams going on right now. Let's see here. Does not allow for corruption. No, I think it does allow for corruption. And let's see here. Oh, the drone. We're on to the drones, Jay. This is one you wanted to rant about. So, okay, here's how it goes, guys. Apparently, Yosemite Park and a couple of other parks have banded together and banned drones. You're not allowed to have drones in the park. And the problem is, and I'll let Jay take this one, is the definition of a drone.
I want to show real quick. It started to get, a perfect example, it started to get too hot. I don't know how well you can see it, if it won't focus. Damn it. There's actually, right there, there's two little bubbles in the acrylic. That's your camera there, Jerry.
Oh, crap, bubbles form?
Oh, yeah, right there, if you guys can see.
So does that mean it's ruined, or can you still use that?
This piece I wouldn't use. I would start
over. Lame.
But I mean, I'm not set up in the optimal configuration for bending this anyway. I wouldn't have a fan blowing right on me. I would have it being like a furnace in here. It's not helping that I'm heating it up and I have cold air blowing right on it. So
All right, so Jay, I would like you to define a drone.
To me, a drone is a military remote-controlled aerial armed flying apparatus.
Okay, I kind of feel the same way. I feel that conventionally the way that the word drone has been used has been some kind of unmanned aerial aircraft that's used for some kind of like reconnaissance or
and that's how it started.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started. Everybody thinks drone, they think predator drone, right? They think military action, they think spying, things of that nature.
Remember the predator drone was actually a test. They needed to make some strikes behind enemy lines back in Desert Storm, and they were like, well, how are we going to get back there? I don't know. Well, let's put some missiles on that aerial reconnaissance vehicle, and they did it, and they were like, holy shit, this is really effective. And here we are now 20 years later.
And a lot cheaper, because it turns out that a predator drone crashing and blowing up is a lot cheaper than an F-14 Tomcat with two fathers in it. Yeah. Just saying. So
unless one lands itself in Iran and they pick it up,
yeah,
which happened.
Yeah. Or if one of them hits the canopy and then dies, and the other one holds him in the water, he's like, Goose, please, Goose, don't leave me. Oh wait, that was a movie. That wasn't real. Never mind.
That was a documentary.
Was that a doc? I kind of felt like it was a documentary. I mean, it had Tom Cruise in it, and Tom Cruise would never lie. He would never. He is a hell of a pilot. That guy can fly the hell out of an F-14. So back to Yosemite, which is also every time I see it, I want to say Yosemite.
Yosemite. Yeah.
At Yosemite Park. Okay, so at Yosemite Park, they're saying that they want to ban all drones, including little like cell phone operated drones. Like I have an AR drone. If you go look over there on my wall, I have an AR drone over there.
Which brings me to the point that I rage about, which you kind of preluded to, is I'm sick of the term drone. Yeah. Because now society thinks that any piece of technology that flies and has a camera relaying that image back to something in real time, or even if it records, I guess, they consider it a drone. I saw on the news the other day, pro golfer strikes drone with golf ball. I'm like, you mean he hit the remote-controlled helicopter with a camera on it?
But here's the funny thing is, if you read into that article, they actually say that they were using the drone term like so broadly that they didn't even think to say no RC aircraft. So basically, you can technically still fly an RC airplane or an RC helicopter.
Right.
You just can't fly a drone.
Because
what's stopping you from putting a camera on the damn helicopter or airplane?
Wasn't it that it was just too distracting to the nature?
That's their argument, is they're saying that it was scaring the birds, and they said that there were so many people using these drones to get aerial photography of stuff in the park that it was upsetting people visiting the park and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm actually sympathetic to that. When I go camping out in the woods and all I hear is gunshots all day and all night long, it pisses me off. I mean, I go out there
I feel that way in the middle of Los Angeles.
Okay? In the middle of Los Angeles. I'm surprised. Yeah, he actually has a special filter on his microphone that filters out AK-47 ammunition.
And MAC-10.
And MAC-10, and what is it? God, I just drew a complete blank. I know like all the calibers for all the weapons, and I can't think of any of them now. But anyways,
you play a lot of Call of Duty.
They're worried about the noise pollution. Now, again, there's certain drones that are very, very noisy, right? If you have an 8-propeller drone that's carrying an SLR camera with a range of 5,000 feet and everything, yeah, it's going to be loud as hell. But if you have my AR drone, the neighbors can't hear it when I'm running it in my yard. I mean, it's not a disturbing thing. So they just blanket banned everything, and then they put a big stamp on it saying that really the only aerial activities that are allowed in the park are ones that you have a permit for. And obviously, you're not going to go get a permit to go fly your like little RC helicopter out in the woods.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing that bothers me mostly because I've been a fan of the RC hobbies for a long time. I mean, I haven't had a helicopter or plane in a while, but I have flown plenty of RC helicopters and planes, crashed them, rebuilt them, crashed them again. But not once did anyone ever refer to it as a drone because it doesn't have a camera on it. But now, I'm just so pissed at the fact that it's now a drone because it has a camera, and that pisses me off. So now if there's something flying in the sky, people are like, "Oh, it's a drone! It's a drone!" And then you've got Amazon talking about doing their drone deliveries, and
this is exactly the same. I hate to segue into this topic, but hey, since I got this sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Same exact things happening with firearms too. It used to be that an AR-15 was just a rifle.
Yeah. But now it's an assault rifle.
Now it's an assault rifle. It's no different than an M16 that just doesn't shoot fully automatic.
But it doesn't actually meet assault standards, by the way.
No, it doesn't. And that's the funny thing is they keep tightening and tightening it, and you start hearing on the news, it's like, somebody went and robbed a place with an assault rifle. And it's like, okay, an assault rifle. Oh, it was a Chinese SKS? That's an assault rifle? It's like I go buy a 12 gauge shotgun. A 12 gauge shotgun does 10 times the damage of these things, and they just ignore it. It drives me nuts.
That's the political media, though, you know, and because it's scarier to say assault rifle. Technically, you can assault someone with this rifle. That does not make it an assault rifle. If it's a semi-automatic, it is not an assault rifle. Bottom line. So people just get freaked out because it looks like a militarized weapon.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you never hear anything like in the news. They like you can go buy a 50 cal bullpup sniper rifle. You can. You don't even need a gun permit or nothing. You can walk into not a sporting store, but a gun shop, buy a freaking 50 cal, which is the biggest rifle like in the arsenal, right? I mean, things shoot 7,000 foot per second muzzle velocity. You could technically, it's an effective range of over 2 miles. It's the strongest thing you do. You can just go buy one of those, but you don't see people like running around with these big 8-foot guns, like robbing place and everything. So the media leaves that completely alone, right?
What I love though is the fact that they'll say, go. Or what was it? I guess it was Biden that said, hey, you don't need an assault rifle. Go buy a shotgun. Those were his exact words. When our previous vice president shot his friend in the face with a shotgun on a hunting trip, and shotguns for home defense have actually proven to be more damaging and more accidental deaths involved with a shotgun than a rifle or a handgun because of the spread and the fact that it, the through-wall damage.
Well, that's the trade-off. The scary thing about an AR-15 is that it's got so much penetration, you could technically go through the drywall of your house, your neighbor's, and the neighbor's house if you weren't being careful. Right. So you could technically have collateral damage with it. Shotgun, less likely. But here's the problem with the shotgun is, like you said, with the spread, if there's anybody around, if you're in a public area or something like that, there's no precision to it at all. I mean, you're basically going to be causing massive collateral damage. Yeah. And I'd rather be shot by a fully metal jacketed NATO round that goes all the way through me cleanly than a shotgun round that's going to go in and just blow into a million itty bitty bits. And
especially something like birdshot.
God, that would suck getting shot with birdshot.
You know,
oh my God.
I do watch a lot of gun channels on YouTube, people that, you know, go into gun specialization and talk about home defense and how to respect weapons, not just look at it as being, you know, a murder machine, but a self-defense machine. And a lot of them will recommend birdshot for home defense.
Yeah, because you don't have to aim it.
Well, not only do you not have to aim
you just go, family, are you behind me? Yes, Dad. Dush. Sail it down.
Not only do you not really have to aim it, if you're close enough, you get a majority of those tiny pellets into your target. It's going to do some serious damage, but it doesn't penetrate walls. That was the biggest thing. There was a lot of videos that have done wall tests where they put up drywall and layers of it and counted the layers, and it didn't make it through 2 layers of drywall. So
soft lead. That's the nice thing about having a soft lead birdshot is there's not a lot of mass to it and it flattens out instantly. So yeah, there's not a lot of penetration there.
Yeah,
and there shouldn't be, because the whole idea is when you shoot birds, you don't want to go pick up a pile of feathers. You want the bird.
There's our bird. Boom.
No. Funny story.
You see feathers.
Funny story, Jay. My dad took me hunting, and just for the record, guys, I don't like hunting. My dad took me. I tried it once when I was a kid. I actually cried my eyes out when I killed a bird and never hunted again. But my dad gives me a 410 shotgun.
You're an animal.
And I know, dude. I still feel bad to this day. I never kill anything now. I love the creatures, except for the ones that go in my mouth. Those are tasty.
And let's be honest, about mouth creatures.
If I had to kill the cow myself, I would. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I like hamburgers too much. I might cry about it a little bit while I was eating my hamburger. Be like,
I did have an idea.
Delicious animal.
I did say the other day that how they have your, pick your own lobster. We need to have pick your own chickens. And you're like, okay, to the restaurant, there's your chicken. Whack! There goes the head off right in front of you. Let's have a new respect for food, people. That's how the rest of the world did their food.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that, because honestly, if you were hardcore and you liked meat, you should be able to make it through that incident unharmed. But
if
I
want that cow.
Yeah, right, if I had to go to the slaughterhouse every day and watch my food get killed every day, I'd probably be a vegetarian. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but I don't. It comes in a package and it's tasty, so I eat it.
They're going to bring in your beef on a dirty, bloody forklift.
But anyways, back to my little story here, Jay. So my dad takes me hunting. I want to say I was about 10 years old. I think I was about 10, because I don't think my mom would have let him take me out any younger than that. And so he got me something called a 410 shotgun. If you guys aren't familiar, that's basically like the lowest caliber shotgun like made in existence. Shoots a tiny, tiny little round. I mean, there's pistols that shoot this round. And he forgot to put birdshot in it, so it had buckshot in it. So the buckshot has 3 round little like discs basically in it that shoot in a very tight pattern. So anyways, we're grouse hunting, and I'll be damned if I'm not a crack shot, because my dad rustles the brush. The grouse flies out. It's not 5 feet in front of me. Knee-jerk reaction. I pull up the barrel, pull the trigger. Poof. I just see this giant explosion of feathers. Like no kidding. I can remember it like it was yesterday, because it startled the hell out of me. Boom! And my dad just yells like, "What the beep?" I mean, he was so shocked that I reacted that quickly and I shot the bird, but we actually walked over and the feathers fell down in about a 10-foot radius, and there was no bird. We couldn't find blood. We couldn't find carcass pieces. Nothing. It was just gone.
Now let me tell you why that's so funny to me, because I can imagine what it must have looked like. Because I'm an avid golfer. Well, I haven't golfed in a while, but I've golfed since I was 8, and I do have a pretty mean drive, and I pegged a bird about 30 yards in front of me off the drive. Off my driver, and it just kind of swooped down, and I had a nice kind of a low drive, and it just boom, just feathers just from a golf ball.
I can imagine a golf ball.
I have to imagine what buckshot did to the bird.
But the thing was, the bird was literally not 5 feet off the front of my barrel, so it's like the shot didn't even get a chance to spread out or nothing. It was just the bird just. It was, and then my dad was like, he knew that moment that I didn't have the right bullets in it. But then after that, I was like, I was done hunting. It scared me.
At least it didn't put you on your butt.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then my dad was an avid hunter. And the thing is, my dad didn't hunt for sport. He never did. He hunted because I grew up really poor. I know you guys find that hard to believe with my 3 46-inch monitors. See, I worked that in there, Jay. But I grew up very, very, very poor, like poverty level. And so we didn't have enough money for food. So my dad would actually go and get his friend to buy him ammunition, because we didn't have any money, so that he could go hunt on a wetlands property that he wasn't allowed to hunt on. And he would literally have to go get a deer like about every 4 or 5 months. He'd go and get a deer. He'd kill it, drag it all the way back through the woods, because there's no way to get a vehicle access. He'd drag it all the way back through the woods, hang it up, butcher it, and put it in our freezer. And we ran out of meat. He'd have to go get another one, because that was the problem. Was when we were growing up, we had what was that called? The food stamps or whatever that you'd get. But the problem with the food stamps was they'd never give you enough to where you could actually get like any meaningful amount of meat for your family. You know, it was like the foods that you had to get were actually pretty bad quality. Nowadays, it's a lot better, but back then they really, really made it hard. So my dad would supplement all of our food just by hunting. And so I respected him a lot for that, but I couldn't do it, man. I tried to go deer hunting once, and I had one in my sights, and I was like, yeah, I can't do it. No, I can't. I'm just a big old pussy when it comes to hunting. But my dad, yeah, he picked it up for me. And then he made me drag it all the way home.
All right. Our last topic, one that actually could have potentially affect you and I, and it actually already has affected you once.
Yeah.
This is
Save the best for last.
Guy gets threatened with a lawsuit by Media Bridge for writing a negative product review on Amazon.
Here, hold on. Let's just pause for a second. Fuck! This is scary shit, guys.
I won't do that because
so scary.
I'm not going to do that because I'm sure I'll hear in the other room my 5-year-old. Fuck! And I'll get in trouble. So.
Oh shit! Actually, Xander might be home now. Oops, I should probably tone it down a little bit. But yeah,
this is once again improper use of DMCA.
Yep, basically a corporation. So a guy gets mad. He buys it here. Let me set
a router.
So a guy goes and buys a router, right? A network router, a Media Bridge router. So. Seriously, don't go buy Media Bridge. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I didn't say that because Media Bridge will come and sue me for telling you not to buy their product. But anyways, what it comes down to is the guy leaves a negative review. And in his review, he says that this router is exactly the same as some cheaper router made by another company. So he's mad, right? He's mad. His shit doesn't work. It's broken, whatever. He's mad, so he writes a negative review, right? It's a review. It's not like he's a credible source. It's not like he's writing for a magazine or a company. He's just like, I don't like this piece of shit. I'm done with it. Honestly, I hate Pebble so much, the smartwatch, that if I could write a review on them, I'd probably go in there and say that, oh my God, this thing's got like a processor in it that's 10 years old, that's rusty, and it actually gives you cancer wearing it. Actually, I wouldn't say that. But anyways, it should be my right to be able to do that. Amazon ads are not, they're just that. Sorry, not ads. Reviews are just that. They're a person's perspective. That's it. Well, anyways, this guy goes
rely on those.
Yeah, he puts in his perspective. What does he get the next day? He gets a cease and desist order from the legal company that supports MediaBridge. So their lawyer dogs come after him. And not only do they say he has to pull his review, they say that he has 3 days to pull his review off Amazon, and then he's not allowed to talk about MediaBridge in any capacity any capacity, negative, positive, or anything otherwise ever again on the internet. Basically, they're saying that he has no right
to talk about them,
to talk about their company ever again. I mean, totally laying down the Nazi law. And they're like, if you do not comply within 3 days, we will file a lawsuit against you.
Well, he did the first thing I would have done, which is went entirely public with it.
Yep, went entirely public with it, but he also did cave. He went and changed his review and removed the part in it that said that was wrong, basically.
Well, yeah, because for the regular guy, that's scary. I mean, you and I, we have backup. You know, we do have our networks that would go to bat for us because we do have legal. You've got that backup as well. I mean, we do have at least I can't speak for Curse. I'm not with Curse, but I know Fullscreen will go to bat for me legally if there's an issue that comes up. If I'm not in the wrong, if I'm in the wrong, they'll be like, pull it, you're a jerk, you know. But if I'm not in the wrong, they do go to bat for me. And so, tell the story about what happened with you and the Lego blocks.
Okay, so the reason why this story is kind of so close to the heart, there's a couple reasons, but the main reason is I actually got a copyright flag on my YouTube channel. Now, for you guys that don't know what that means, a strike, sorry, a copyright strike against my channel. So strike implying that you get 3. You get 3 active strikes on your channel, it's gone. They turn your channel off, they delete all your videos, and YouTube never talks to you again. They're basically like, screw off, you're done. Your YouTube career is over. So this is a big deal to get one of these. Yeah, this is a very big deal to get one of these. And it's such a big deal that in order for me to get that strike on my channel, a company under penalty of perjury has to submit an order to basically say that I violated their copyright.
Right.
So one day I uploaded a video on how to print Lego blocks, Lego compatible blocks. And Lego, I wake up the next morning. Well, it wasn't next morning. I think it was probably a couple of months the video was up. But the video was becoming viral, right? It was over 100,000 views. Finally, I wake up one morning and I have an email in my box from YouTube saying that you've received a copyright strike to your channel for violating the copyright of Lego Inc. or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? So I went and looked. My videos, they took my video down. So now my most popular video on my channel was getting no clicks. They disabled all the functionality, my admin functionality, and now if I uploaded a video, I had to wait 5 days for it to be manually approved by somebody before it would go live.
You lost the ability to live stream. You lost all of those partner
perks. I lost everything. I lost all my partner perks because of this. And
I knew Jerry during this time, and I'm telling you right now, he was panicking.
It was a very depressing time for me because I'd worked so hard, and now these asshats just with one swing knocked me down. So here's what I did. I went to my network. So to answer Jay's question, I went to Curse, and Curse was I mean, they were gung-ho. They were on it. And so Curse sent mail to Lego, and they got some information. They came back and said that Lego needed to talk to me directly, but the lawyers need to talk to me directly. So I sent mail to their legal firm, and I said, okay, here's what's going on. Here's the problem. You guys launched this flag against me. I need to know why. They responded to me and said that how did they put it? They said that they couldn't give me any details as to why my content was flagged because of some law or policy of their company. So basically they're saying that they striked my channel and they wouldn't even tell me why.
But they didn't have to tell you why. But the whole legal foot that they were standing on was DMCA.
True. That was the legal foot.
Digital Media Copyright Act.
They said that I violated their copyright by basically telling people how to manufacture their product.
You didn't provide anything to anybody physically.
But that's where they were completely wrong. That's where they were completely wrong. Is I was not showing people how to manufacture Lego bricks because Lego bricks are injected molded and made from ABS. Mine were 3D printed and made from PLA. And the thing is their copyright doesn't say that you can't create compatible blocks. As a matter of fact, Lego as a company encourages people to do customizations with their stuff. They don't want you selling it and stuff, obviously, but they encourage it.
Right.
And so I think about 2 weeks past this was going on, and I was really getting depressed because, I'd create a video, I'd upload it, I couldn't monetize the video for days after it was published.
You sell out.
Yeah, because I need my money, folks. I'm money hungry now, and that Nissan GTR isn't going to buy itself. So they kind of. So I'm completely just at my wit's end here. Curse has done all they've done. I've done all I can. So I finally send one more mail, and I send the mail to Lego instead of the legal department. And I said, Lego, you guys flagged my video. Here's half a dozen other videos you guys are flagging. Your legal company is completely out of control. You're affecting people's lives. And I just went on this big tyrannical rant. Well, about 3 days later, I get an email back saying from one of the higher ups. It wasn't the CEO. It was like one of the chairmen of Lego came back and said, "Oh my God, Jerry, we are so sorry." He said, "We just found out that our legal team has been flagging a whole class of videos that we completely don't agree with them. This was completely accidental. I would like to extend my apology to you. I hope there's no hard feelings. The copyright strike will be removed from your channel within 24 hours. Have a great day. I'm really sorry this happened."
Didn't they even basically say keep on printing them?
Yeah, they actually told me. They said that I did absolutely nothing wrong in my video. They said they even liked the video, and the only thing they asked me to is they said to put compatible in there. Like, I was using the word Lego. They just said say Lego compatible so that it's clear. So that, because that's what the legal team didn't even watch my video. We come to find out they didn't even watch the damn video. They just read the title that was like 3D printing Lego blocks or something like that, and they banned it based on that. They didn't look at the information because in the description I clearly said Lego compatible blocks and what material I was using. But long story short, my channel basically suffered for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And
you lost views, you lost growth,
you lost
views.
A lot. I lost a lot on that, and it was because some company just got gung ho. And Lego, you could tell by their verbiage that they were using in their mail that they were worried about retaliatory action, because they basically launched that copyright flag against my channel under penalty of perjury. And they admitted to perjury. So I could have sued Lego if I wanted to, but honestly, that's not a can of worms.
And because it's an American company and you're an American citizen, they also infringed upon your rights. So it was a big deal.
Well, yeah, I could have gone after them for slander because they were basically like misrepresenting what I was doing to my network and to YouTube. And so, but that's the thing is, this is such a sue happy country. I don't sue people. I've never sued anybody in my life, and I hope I never have to sue anybody. Because
you know what's funny? Remember how a couple weeks back I Instagrammed some photos, or I put on Twitter that I wasn't going to be around for a bit. My daughter hit her head and she lost her vision for like 5 hours. She gave herself a concussion.
Yeah,
what actually happened was another kid knocked her down.
Whoa, dude! Is that kid still alive?
Not like not like out of anger, but they were spinning around and the kid like started to fall and he kind of fell and pushed her. And she
kids ram into each other all the time, yeah.
Right. But there are parents out there that would have wanted to sue the other parent.
Yeah, it's sad. It's
sad. I mean, a quick story about suing, and then we'll go on to just kind of like why this Amazon thing's such a big deal for you and I. I think people can already guess why it's a big deal for you and I. When I was really young, my sister had a friend that lived across the street, and the way our house
was hot?
Dude, I was like 6. I can't even in perspective say if she was or not. Gotcha. So when you open the front door to our house, you could see through the entranceway, in through the dining room, and we had sliding glass door that went to the backyard. So from the front door, you could look straight through the house and see out the back. So this girl comes over and knocks on the door. My mom answers the door and says, "Hey, is Debbie here? Can she play?" And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, she's in the backyard." And she saw her through the glass. Brand new plate glass window, by the way. This was plate glass. I had to have been plate glass based on the damage I'm about to describe. She took off running through the house, thought the door was open, ran straight through the glass window. Cut her nose all the way off, cut her face, everything was massively damaged.
Oh, Jesus.
Multi-million-dollar lawsuit against my parents.
Because she ran through your door.
Because she ran through our door. She bolted through the house, through the door, ruined the friendship, ruined the neighbor relationship. Everything was bad from that point. Because the parents at that point were just multi-million-dollar suit happy. Yeah. And my dad was a business owner and everything at the time, so they were just after the money. So what worries me about this, though, is if I'm a product reviewer more so than you are. I mean, you do product review, but you're more of a creative channel. You're creating content yourself, literally, and I'm taking content and doing reviews on it.
I like to refer to it as being awesome. Can we just refer to it as being awesome?
Your content is full of awesomeness, and mine is just full of mediocre Linus copies. And so anyway, if I do a review on, say, this, V650 semi-modular PSU that I'm going to be doing a review on, and I say, this is shit, this sucks, don't buy it, here's why. Our legal system when it comes to digital copyright and DMCA is so vague, Cooler Master could come after me legally and demand that I take that video down because
for defamation is what they call it, because you're basically saying a Cooler Master product is bad and they don't think that it's bad, so they think you're defaming them.
Exactly. That's the problem with this, and we hear more and more about this. I mean, what was there was that camera equipment that took down that entire YouTube channel. What was that company? It was right around the time I met you. You were on this anti-campaign. It was a Flash or a Light or something like that, some light company. This guy put up a video and he got taken down offline completely. His whole channel.
I remember that. I absolutely do remember that.
Yeah, his whole channel got brought down because he basically said, this is not a good product, and here's why. Yeah, the company went after him. And there was a while there, every tweet you did like ended with, hey, you suck, and then you tagged the company. And it was just random tweets, and you would say, you suck.
No, I remember that company. And the reason why I was so mad is it wasn't like the guy was just doing a shitty video like, fuck this company because they screwed him or something. He literally had light meters, and he was checking it, and he confirmed that the light output was off. And he's like, this is off, the power's off, it's not doing this is not a good product, you shouldn't buy it. And it was like some Chinese-based company, and shit, they sued. I don't know if they sued him, but they did. They launched 3 copyright strikes against his channel for all 3 of his videos on the subject and got his whole channel deleted in one strike. Gone.
Right. The worst part about YouTube, though, is there's no actual fact-checking. If somebody says there's a copyright claim, they act first, investigate later. And so they'll take you down immediately just on the claim without even looking into it. That's the scariest part about being a YouTube producer. So... Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's horrible. And then Total Biscuit, right? He did the review on what was it? I can't remember the name of the game, but the company tried to get his entire channel shut down because you know how many
big YouTubers have actually lost. The nice thing is though, is if you have millions of subscribers, YouTube like bounces you back immediately. Like you can really do no harm once you're that big. Like even Jenna Marbles had her channel shut off for I think it was 12 hours because somebody launched a whole bunch of copyright strikes against her. But they just clear them, right? Because at that point they know people are just hunting for them.
But for those 12 hours, if that's your livelihood, that's pretty massive.
No, 12 hours to Jenna Marbles is probably like thousands and thousands of dollars of revenue. Yeah. And everybody might say, "Oh my God, she's so rich, she doesn't need that money." Well, realize just like sports, YouTube careers don't last forever.
Yeah,
they don't. I mean, she's got to save that money and like survive off of it when when it's all dried up and there's nothing left. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I like that I do this as a hobby and Jay does it as a hobby is a hobby with YouTube. If it changes, we just change with it, right? I mean, we just get the videos out there. The money that we make from this go to improve things. I buy 3D printers and I buy, toys and stuff to unbox and do stuff. I mean, I love doing this. It's why I do it. But there's a lot of people out there that this is their career, and this is absolutely a job, guys. It is abso-freaking-lutely a job. You have to have a lot of passion or really be, I don't know, a little bit masochistic to go after this every single day, because you're basically getting berated by people every day and told how much of a piece of shit you are. Yet you're still doing it. Go ahead.
Adam Welch says, Jay, I hope you hit 100K. I hope I hit 100K too. I think it'll happen, but you know what, guys? You will. I don't care about the numbers that much. I give Jerry a hard time all the time, especially since he hit 100K, because it became a nice round threshold number to be like, oh, here's a divider between us. I haven't talked to him all week long. This is the first time he's interacted with me. And once we're done, he's gonna be like, fuck you, sign off, see you Thursday.
Yeah, as soon as we're gonna be like, hey guys, and that's the end of Tech Talk right now. Fuck you, Jay. Where my money at, Jay? Where my money?
Pretty much. So, no, I basically look at doing this YouTube thing as like a reserve police officer. They're not paid. They take all the shit that a regular police officer would every single day, right? And I'm not even going to talk about like pay in there, because I don't make what you make, obviously, because I have like half the views you get a month. But it is what it is. Trust me, if we were to compare our day jobs to what we make on YouTube, we're working for like 30 cents an hour. Something stupid like that. So
no, the master plan is just for the YouTube thing to pay for itself. That's honestly, and it's doing that right now. I'd say it's actually doing that really well. I mean, it's taking care of things. It's not taking away, and I can continue to like use my money from my day job to actually like pay the bills and get everything done, and use this money to actually buy cool new stuff for the cave and create better, cool videos for everybody else.
Yeah. Jason Tufts says Gary's Incident Day 1. That was it. It was the Gary's Incident Day 1 game that Total Biscuit pretty much reamed, and he gave very valid reasons as to why he didn't like it, and they didn't care. So, if I seem a little bit low on energy today, guys, I apologize, because as we're talking about this being a full-time job, I stayed up till later than 3:30 in the morning putting together that ITX build so that I can do the benchmarking of that APU tonight, so you guys can have a video tomorrow. And as a reminder, I'm going to be gone all weekend long, and I want to know if you guys want me to vlog my weekend. What do you think, Jerry?
You absolutely should. I want to see you get into vlogging. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Here's the thing. I go in public, and I'm not going to be like, hey, we are. I'm like, so we're going to do this, guys? Nobody's looking at me, so I'm going to talk real quick and put the camera
No, you'll get over that.
I don't care about that. I just feel like a retard walking around being like that. Hey, guys, my life is so important. I think everyone should watch it while I'm doing regular things. That's why I've never been into vlogging channels. I've told you this. To me, vlogging is like the ultimate form of narcissism, I guess. But that's, and I'm not saying you're narcissistic. It's just people who base their entire channels off vlogging, to me, are like, everybody look at me, you know? I'm trying to at least...
Vlogging's a small part of it, but I'll be honest. My drive for this is to entertain people. When people are laughing and having a good time and enjoy what I'm doing, that's what I feed off. That's what I like. And if that's narcissistic, hell yeah, whatever. I mean, I love that. I love the attention. I don't love the negative attention, but I love the attention.
A lot of people seem to really want the vlog. See, I'm realizing, Jerry, as channels grow, your fan base grows, and this is a group of people who care less about the content and more are just interested in you. And I get that. I really do. It's just, I don't know. It's really, vlogging is still a really strange concept to me. And it's going to feel really retarded doing it with my iPhone, but I'm not going to go out and buy no vlogging wide-angle camera. This is not going to happen.
No, I mean, that's the thing about vlogging, though, is it doesn't have to be a super high-quality camera. It doesn't have to be super high-quality anything. It's more about just the experience.
I could just turn my camera around on my shoulder rig and walk around my shoulder rig, but it's pointing back in my face.
Do that. No. Go buy one of those. Go buy one of those long fiberglass poles that they use for like cutting branches and stuff out of trees. Just put your SLR on the end of it and just walk around.
I will bend me a tube to hold out so I can be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" with a camera on the end of it. Let's do that.
Do it, man. Do it. No, but the cool thing about vlogging, well, one thing, I vlog alone, but most of my vlogs, people get mad because most of my vlogs are with Chris, and it's because I like vlogging with another person. Somehow
you also were learning about vlogging from Chris.
No, that's true. Chris has taught me a lot about vlogging, but the one thing that you need to learn about vlogging above everything else is just to actually get video. Yeah. That's the biggest problem I have, is like when I first started vlogging, everything that was interesting would happen, it'd be off camera.
Yeah.
Well, when you're vlogging, it's like always keep the thing ready and pull it out, and it's like try to capture as much as you can. I mean, you edit out a lot. I mean, when I do my vlog editing, I'm probably editing, an hour and a half to 2 hours of footage down to 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. That's the other thing I learned, too, is I didn't want to keep my phone or my camera going that long to try and catch something interesting, because I realized I live a very boring life. That was the worst part of it. But I figure, we're traveling down to San Diego tomorrow. We're working half days tomorrow, and we're going to take the kid out of school early, and we're going to head down to... And did I tell you the kid changed her mind last minute? She doesn't want SeaWorld. Now she wants Legoland.
Good girl, though.
Yeah, and I'm glad I waited. I'm like, she's 5, she's fickle. I waited to buy the tickets for SeaWorld, and I'm glad I did now.
Can you do me a favor, and when you're there, can you just like break a bunch of their shit and do a lot of damage?
I don't think
I still have a little bit of a feeling. I got this pressure in my chest that I just want to be relieved, and I think it'll take some damage to Legoland to make that happen.
I don't think you could, actually. I'm pretty ssure everything is pretty much plastic cemented together.
You can't damage a Lego, can you? Aren't Legos like indestructible?
They are, but all of their Lego cities and stuff that they've built are not just like craggled together like the Lego movie, but they are like cemented together.
Yeah. Hey guys, Kyle M is going to bed, so let's all say goodnight to him. Good night, Kyle.
Yeah, good night, Kyle.
Night. See you later. Good night, Kyle. We'll see you tomorrow. Watch the rest of the show. Leave a comment. Thank you.
See you in my next video.
Yeah, nice.
I feel stupid. I always kind of feel stupid saying "see you in my next video" because I really don't see them. I don't see them.
I see every one of them with their clothes off.
Could you imagine if all 100?
Unless you're under 18, then you have all your clothes on.
Could you imagine if all 103,000 of your followers just popped up in front of you? Boing! Like they were all standing there. Could you imagine the reaction?
No, you want to know something funny? I'm actually talking right now. I've been meeting a lot of other local YouTubers. Like I think we're up to like 60 in the local Seattle area. And when we got together, I found somebody who does these short films. He does really good job. Honestly, I wish I could remember his channel name off the top of my head. I'd share it with you guys. But he does these really cool short films. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but he puts a lot of effort into his videos. Well, I made a suggestion to him. I said, wouldn't it be cool to do like a little short film that's like Twitter in real life? And so the script that I pitched to him was just a really short script where it's like, we go to Seattle. Picture this. We go to Seattle. You're walking down the street and two people are just having a random conversation about something like a restaurant or something like that. And I just overhear them say something. So I butt in really quick. I'm like, oh, man, I like that burger, too. And then they reply back to me and they're like, oh, man, you seem cool. And then it pops up with a little graphic over my head and it's like so-and-so's following you. And then as I walk away, they just start physically following me. And then I go talk to somebody else, and then they physically follow me. Then somebody sees me, and they follow me. And pretty soon, I got a mob of like 20 people following after me.
That's what I was gonna say. Instead of the like on the phone, the little thing pops up, but a person like actually goes bloop and pop like a real person.
Yeah,
pops up next
like
to
it'll
you.
say they're following you, and then another person says they're following you, and then they physically follow you everywhere. So you're like, so you walk into a store and you're like, yeah, I'd like a Diet Coke, and then it's like, and then you hear them behind you talking. They'll be like, I like Diet Coke. Oh, I like Diet Coke too. Oh, a favorite, and do all the graphic overlays and everything. And I thought, man, that would be a really cool short film.
Yeah,
like. But we got to figure out how to do it. It's such a volume that Seattle PD doesn't show up and shoot us all on site thinking that we're like a zombie mob.
I know, right? Well, you've said yourself that you like to watch the shorts that I make, right?
Yes,
and,
I do.
I've had this one that I've been tossing around for a while now, and I've mentioned it, I think, in a previous Tech Talk, and I think I'm going to do it if I can get some creativity juices going, is I want to do buffering in real life. I want to do a video that's like dealing with if American ISPs were, was your life. Could you imagine?
That would be cool. Just like sitting there and being like walking somewhere and be like, yeah, I'd like to rent a.
The little wheel comes up.
Yeah.
There's a floaty wheel in front of you.
You're talking to people and the little floaty wheel pops up and you're like, hey, hello, and they're just like. And then they speed up really quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, where were you at with that? Dude, that'd be awesome.
Skype in real life. There you go.
No, you know what you need to do is you need to find all the areas where buffering actually would lead to a really bad accident. Like you're driving through an intersection and then you're buffering while the rest of the traffic's still moving. You're
okay.
Like, God, come on, car.
Perfect example. When you and I were iRacing and I was getting those momentary glitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, I'm very tempted to just say screw a video tonight and do some iRacing. Ugh, whatever.
Yeah, I'd love to
I've been slacking on the videos a lot. I've been slacking on the videos a lot lately, guys, and I do apologize for that, but I've just been like giving myself a little bit of a break because Jerry and I face this on a regular basis. There are moments where we just sit there and are kind of like, we're on the edge of burning out. We got to back off.
No, it's true. That's why I haven't, like, when I hit 100,000, that was like a hard drive. Like I was doing a hard drive to 100K, and when I finally hit it, I was like, That's why there hasn't been a video for like 3 or 4 days, is just because work. I mean, I wake up early, I go to work all day, I come home, and I've just wanted to spend time with the family and just kind of like hang out. I still do the social networking when I'm laying in bed and stuff like that because I like to, but shooting a video is a massive investment. Even the smallest video I shoot is at least 3 or 4 hours because I just don't have the fast editing skills. That's something I got to work on.
Yeah.
Plus the 3D printing stuff. I'm doing 3D printing. I'm 3D printing props right now for a short film that same guy's doing. And so I have to have those done by tomorrow. So as soon as we're done with the stream, I have to actually go downstairs to the garage, hook up 2 of the 3D printers. I got to clear some clogged nozzles and I have to get those prints started so they're done tomorrow. And just to get all that done, everybody thinks 3D printing is just go, put your card in, hit a button, and come back later and it's done. It's like, no, you got to get the material swapped. You got to get everything calibrated right, get the bed level. I mean, there's a lot involved with getting a good print. It's a big investment.
I made a prop. See, it's a gun. See?
I like it. Is that one of them tube gun things with the thing in it?
Yeah. No, but guys, my video I'm going to do tonight, it's going to be the API or the APU, the Kavari APU, I think.
Kavari. The Kilrathi? Is it the Kilrathi?
It sounds like a fish. Kavari.
So, before we wrap up the stream, Jade, why don't we talk a little bit more about this dude getting threatened with a lawsuit for doing a review and why it affects us?
What I think is funny is it said in that article that sites like Amazon and other review sites, they're actually immune to being like you couldn't sue Amazon. That's what I think is funny. So these companies have no recourse other than to go straight for the little guy. And I'm pretty sure that if it were you or I that wrote that review and they were like, oh, we're going to sue you for defamation of character, blah, blah, blah. And we pop up and go, hey, we've got kind of like a small army here that'll back us up. Let's go for it. I'm sure they'd back down. But still.
The thing is, I believe it was even an empty threat to him. Like, honestly, I think that their legal force would just be throwing away money, taking that to court, because how can you accuse a guy of defamation when it's in a review?
Right? They weren't even a U.S. company.
No, it wasn't a U.S. company.
So they had no sue right in this country anyway.
Oh, I'm sure they could have hired a legal team inside the company to handle it. But the point is I think a lot of these things are just scare tactics, right?
You know why I think they wouldn't actually sue? They wouldn't take it to lawsuit because they know there's no money to be had from that guy. That's the whole point of a lawsuit. It's about money. You can't have a lawsuit without there being monetary damage. It's the whole point of a suit. So I don't think they would have taken him to court. I think he caved and he strengthened their threats to the next person.
Yeah, there's only 2 reasons for a corporation to sue someone, and that's 1, to win their position, or two, exhaust all the resources of the other party.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like about the American court system is they always say whoever has the most money wins, and it's actually true because if I sue you and I lose, I just file another suit. I just tweak it. Now I'm suing you for something slightly different. I'm suing you again. I'm suing you again. There's no immunity there. You can't say, oh, you sued me once, you can't sue me again. No, you can sue me for 1,000 different things. And you might lose all of them. You could sue me for saying that I stole your paper out of your yard. You might not be able to prove it, but I still have to get a lawyer. I still have to show up. I still have to fight it. That all costs money.
Perfect example is Samsung and Apple. They've had hundreds of lawsuits against each other all along. Constantly. And what I love is the fact that it's always like, oh, Samsung wins this lawsuit. Oh, Apple wins this lawsuit. They negate each other now. You know, there's never any money to be had there because they keep canceling out their lawsuits with each other. But yeah, they still do business with each other.
I hate it when I have to block people in chat, but I just had to because you guys don't keep spamming stuff, especially when I tell you to stop. Just, you know, you're not going to get my attention. What you're going to do is you're going to get me to have to block you, and then I'll never be able to see anything you type.
That goes to
I'm
show
watching
how much,
the chat. Yeah.
That goes to show how much better at this you are than me because I've been watching all along and I've just been pure ignore mode. Not the comments, but the spam. I mean, you went as far as to block them, but are you still a moderator on here?
Huh? No, I can block them from my side. I can basically just say I don't want to ever see a comment from them on YouTube, and I don't want to see any interactions on YouTube.
I didn't know if you got to keep your moderator rights because I made you mod before, so.
Oh, I don't know. I might actually be mod. I don't really know.
All right, Blue Sma, I'll answer. I know he's been asking over and over. I was trying to keep this from being GPU talk. Any updates on the fan noise problem, the GTX 750 for the win? No, there's no updates. Their BIOS update they did slowed it down a little bit. EVGA has some, kind of a BS story about how it has to be a certain fan voltage, starting voltage. I don't know. I don't personally buy it because the ACX cooler on the other fans like that 780 aren't nearly as loud. You just got to deal with it. There's nothing you can do to slow it down. There's no custom BIOS or anything for the 750 Ti. I've looked, stuck it in the wife's computer. She doesn't care about the noise. It's out of my office. I don't care.
Hey, didn't you have some interesting AMD information to share?
It would have been a topic that would have needed some time, but basically, if you're
you want to tease it for next time,
fine, we'll tease it, and we'll actually put together some more details. I had about an hour-long phone conversation today with AMD, one of their mid-level executives, actually, a little bit below C-level exec, and we talked for a while. Actually, he requested to talk with me, and we discussed Kaveri because he wanted to make sure he wanted to kind of get an idea of what I knew about Kaveri, and he wanted to kind of clarify some things I had some questions on. And we were talking about, I told him a lot of people when I do this Kaveri build are going to bring up the elephant in the room, which is we want to know about FX. We want to know about FX. That's what everyone's going to say. And the bottom line, guys, here is we talked about the FX roadmap. Roadmap's obviously changed. Since the roadmap that showed Steamroller and Excavator and all of the other cores architecture improvements, they have a new CEO, they have new C-level executives, they have new engineers that have been brought on with the team. That roadmap for FX is out the window. Nobody knows what's happening with FX. But what he said he was comfortable in telling me is that, and you notice how chat shut up when I started talking about this? People want to know. They brought back, and I can't remember his last name, but I think his first name was Kevin. He was the lead core engineer for AMD back when AMD was top dog with the AMD Athlon 4800 plus, the 5000 plus, the 5200 plus. When AMD was legitimately stomping Intel back in the early 2000s, that engineer had left, and he went on to work for Apple, and he worked with Apple on their ARM cores for the iPod and the iPhone and whatnot, and you know how popular that device is. While the actual core, the master core engineer who created the cores that excelled AMD to the top is now back with AMD, and that was a recent announcement. So what does that mean? He also told me that there is absolutely no changes to the architecture that can be made without his approval. That he has the ultimate stamp of approval on AMD's future core architecture. And I can tell you that they're talking about unified memory allocation to the CPU. CPU and GPU as well. So you could actually not only, and we're not talking about just APU, we're talking about using the internal GPU in your APU to do things for your system, even if you have a standalone graphics card. So your APU could be doing something, is benefiting your system with having a standalone GPU. Because you put a GPU in an Intel system, the iGPU does nothing. It just sits there. Same thing with an APU if you go with one that doesn't have dual graphics. So the bottom line is there are some really exciting things coming up for Intel. You can actually, or Intel, for AMD, you can actually go and on their website and see the press conference. I believe that in the next 2 years, we're going to see there being a true CPU battle once again. I don't think that's going to include FX. I think it's going to include a whole new line of CPU architecture, period. Because they've been building on this platform forever, this current core platform.
I think we're about due for a power shift, though. I mean,
it has to happen. But let's just say x86 is going to be a thing, a big thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And I do firmly believe that AMD is going to be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat because.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I mean, just look at them. They own the prominent GPU company now. So you'd think that between the two of them, you know, being a CPU manufacturer and a GPU manufacturer, they'd be like putting together the cogs and going, "Oh, we figured out how to make the next nuclear CPU." I mean, that's what I'm really expecting to see.
They did actually, and that was actually a conversation we had today that I'm not fluent yet on a lot of the technologies. He was kind of talking to me about where the future is going to go, so I don't really want to bring it up because I'll be misquoting technology left and right here. But that's where I kind of said unified architecture, where the iGPU can be allocated to different things in the system, not just with it's like the True Audio. You know, the True Audio built into your graphics card can do other processing besides audio. So if you're not using the True Audio, it can actually do other things along your inside the system because it's an actual processor not doing anything.
Yep. It seems like everything in your computer has a processor. I mean, let's be honest, your freaking hard drive has a processor on it. I mean, if there was some clever way that you could actually utilize the extra cycles from all those different computational units, I mean, rock on. That'd be cool.
But what he did say is that obviously the limiting factor is the API, and it has to be universally adopted. And that's where they're really hoping Mantle comes in. But we know with DirectX 12, everything's still going to be up in the air.
Mantle's dead. I mean,
I think Mantle's going to be dead initially. But I think once the future of Kaveri, their APUs go forward and they become a much stronger. See, they have much stronger APUs out now. That's not consumer grade.
Right.
Once they become consumer grade and that iGPU is actually doing standalone processing and handling like AI processing and things like that in games, I think that's where things are going to change. So I don't know. Again, GX12 is still just the graphics card interaction. It's not like it's going to take the GPU inside of my i7 and make it do something. But Mantle,
no, that's true. That's true. Mantle still has the wider kind of breadth of the situation, but I still think personally that DirectX 12 going in the direction. I mean, the big core problems that Mantle solved, at least for the high-end gaming systems, like you said, I mean, the APU stuff and everything's still really important. Right. But for the high-end side of things, DirectX 12 basically just said, "Hey, Mantle, we're just doing the exact same thing basically you are, except for we're standardized."
So if you guys want to know the video I'm going to do tonight, if I can get it done, hopefully without being up too late, is it's going to be my APU system. Check it out on Instagram. It's just Instagram JayzTwoCents. I put up some pictures of a build I did in the 304. I yanked out the Intel. I put in the Kaveri and the 810, the A88X board. It's an ITX board with the A10 7850K. And I'm going to do a couple of different tests. I'm going to do APU only, APU with dual graphics in the 250, APU with a standalone 270, and then just to check bottlenecking and how much percentage you really do or don't lose, I'm going to put my 780 in there, and we're going to overclock and benchmark all of this. So we're going to see how the performance gains go. If you were the kind of guy that had to start with just an APU because you had no other money and then you wanted to upgrade over time, that's going to be the idea of the video. Hopefully I can get it done. So
that'll be cool. That's going to be a lot of work.
You know I'm having to open up my mind on this because I'm a hardware snob. There's no doubt about it.
You are. Your videos show that too. You definitely are a very, very thorough individual when it comes to your technology videos.
Yeah, but I'm just like everyone else. I go into it with a little bit of a bias. We all have some sort of bias, and unfortunately, I said it on Paul's stream last year. I didn't feel I was like, I have no interest in Kaveri. I think those were my exact words. I have zero interest in Kaveri. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I don't even have any interest. I can't even explain how disinterested I am in it. I mean, I was actually kind of really rude at the level of which I expressed how disinterested I was. But then I went to CES, and I went to the AMD tent, and I spent a lot of time there. And I saw the power of Kaveri for what it was at that stage, which is just first-gen Kaveri, and it's obviously got maturing to do. I went, you know, this is worth taking a look at. And when about a month ago they hit me up and said, are you interested in checking out Kaveri? I was like, you know what? I'd be stupid to say no, so I took it. I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning last night because I was having so much fun playing around on it. So I think I'm about to eat some words, Jerry.
That's you know what's funny is I lose a lot of sleep too. Not just making videos, but just playing around with stuff. I just get wrapped up in it. So a lot of people ask me like, do you ever sleep? Because I'll be on Twitter like at 3 or 4 in the morning, like on a work day, like, hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? It's because I got hung up on something. My brain's going 1,000 miles an hour and I just can't get to sleep. So I definitely feel you on that front. Yeah.
And if I don't get the video done tonight, at the very least I can get my numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think tonight, I don't know. I still gotta start playing around with the gunner optics. I'm pretty excited about that actually. I want to start using those at work too because of the eye strain issues that I have, especially with all the ultraviolet lighting that we have there.
That's it, you guys heard it. He said he's not going to make a video. He's going to use gunners and he's going to test them out on some iRacing with me, and my video is going to wait till Sunday. That's exactly what Jerry just said.
Hey, they said not to wear them while driving. These ones, not to wear them while driving. So I'm sorry, Jay. I can't
not real driving, but iRacing it'll work.
iRacing driving's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I'm going to do that. But tonight, I think I actually have a pair of earbuds, my very first pair of like actual earbuds that I'm thinking I might review tonight because, quite frankly, I want to get them out of the packaging and use them with my iPad.
And tomorrow, you and I should both be receiving the same package from a certain Sennheiser.
Yeah, Sennheiser, baby. I love
you got that confirmation, right?
I did. I got the tracking number and everything.
Tomorrow?
So, yep, I'm just sorry. I don't know if mine said tomorrow. I didn't actually look at the tracking number, but the tracking number went out, I think, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it should be from California. It's 2 days. So.
No, it came from Texas.
Okay, so I might not get them till Monday then, I think.
Yeah, I'm not going to get mine till Sunday. 4 days. I'm not going to get mine till Sunday because I have Coconut Monkey picking them up at the door for me. That way they don't get stolen while I'm gone all week because they won't come till after I'm gone.
So basically next Thursday when we do this show, we're both going to be rocking the same headphones.
That's going to be weird.
That's going to be cool is what it is.
That's going to be weird. I say we should have our own little NDA and release our videos at the same time. That way I can see that yours gets 20,000 in an hour and mine's at like 6.
Oh, calm down, Jay. Calm down.
Oh, anyway. It's time to go. We're like way over here by a half hour.
We're way over, but it was good. It was a lot of fun. Do you want to should we answer any questions before we shut down?
Yeah, that's fine. And if you guys think today's top Tech Talk was boring, I just want to say this is what happens when you force us to find topics.
Yeah, if you guys didn't like the format, let us know. But actually, I'm going to say, I mean, there's only 5 thumbs down and 315 thumbs up. I'm going to say people liked it. I mean, that seems like a really good ratio. I think people actually liked that it was kind of it was organized to a degree, yet there was still all the crazy random shit that we can't get away from.
You mean like making crack cranks?
Crack cranks. Well, it was funny when I went on Twitter and I said, "Hey, Jay's making a crack pipe. Come watch!" Like it went up by like 100 viewers like instantly,
and stayed there.
That's how you sell the stream because they thought you were making a crack pipe, dude. They probably still do.
Keep randomly putting out. He just wants to be seen, doesn't he?
Yep. So Jack Little said, "What are you printing, or are you printing anything right now?" No, actually, right before the stream, that finished my AR-15 lower, and I will be doing a video on this eventually. But I do have some calibration issues with my printer that I got to work out to get a better print. But still, for not having any support material whatsoever, just printing that as a solid piece right off the printer, I thought that turned out wonderful.
Sorry, Obsession, I'm blocking you now because I'm tired of you taking up half the chat.
And that was when I printed it with support material. And as you can see, it's just really ripped up. It's hard to get the support material off it. So that one's a throwaway.
Oh, I'm printing something.
What are you printing?
My Legoland tickets.
Nice. Hopefully Lego doesn't see you for that. Be careful.
Oh, we already know they're too happy, huh?
Yeah, they are. Oh my God. Hopefully Lego slapped them and they stopped being so crazy.
Of course, I am a propos. It was too professional for me. It needs to be more random. Wink.
I know, right? So Vashera Quad said, "How's the Master Chief helmet doing?" The Master Chief helmet is a little behind because Darth Tigger 501, aka Rob, my coworker, he got back from vacation and decided to put another coat of something on it when it was too humid outside, and it screwed it up. So now he's got to sand it all off and start over again. So it might still be a little while. But I'll try to get you guys an update video on it next week so you guys can see where I'm at with it.
Dylan Williams asks my opinion on Z97. I have 2 different Z97 boards coming in, potentially a third. I do have the Z97 classified from EVGA, and I do have one of the M-Power or X-Power boards coming from MSI. I'm not sure which yet. So I am more than likely going to be powering my system swap with that. So you guys will be hearing all about my opinion. And then the other Z97 board will likely be going on my test bench. So.
All right, somebody, let's see, Jack Little asks again, Jerry, why don't you like MakerBot? I don't like MakerBot because they're not open source. They don't use G code. They're proprietary and they're expensive, and they sell their material for way too much. Like they're branded material. I just feel like they're not really playing fair in the whole 3D printing community. I mean, that's just how I feel. I'm not saying they don't make a good product. I've seen awesome prints come off.
Are they trying to brand themselves as like the elite brand?
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to basically say that they pioneered 3D printing because they were the first publicly, really advertised 3D printer. There was tons of 3D printers before them. Their entire printer design is basically, based on an open design that's been out forever. But they use proprietary software. They use proprietary code. They don't use G code, which is like the industry standard for CNC machines and everything. They're trying to make it so that you're dependent on everything that's MakerBot for your 3D printing experience.
Yeah.
And I just personally don't like that.
Jacob Stevens wants to know if we know when the 800 series GTX is coming and what are our opinions. You guys have to understand something. One, if we knew when it was coming and it was before it was launched, we couldn't tell you what our opinions were anyway. There's a thing called NDA, at least more so for me, I think, than Jerry. But I know about a lot of this stuff, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, trust me, I have a pretty severe NDA. That's why you don't see me answering a lot of Microsoft stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody always asks me tons and tons of Microsoft questions, and I can't do anything. Oh, hey, I'm getting a phone call. You guys want to see a live phone call answer here?
It's me calling.
Hold on. Watch this. Hello. Hey, gorgeous. What's up? No, you're live on the internet. You want to say hi to everybody? No, hold on. Say it now. Hi, everybody. All right, did you guys hear that?
I did hear that.
I think so. She said hi, everybody. Okay, what's up?
EVG
Ooh, what do I want for dinner? Hey guys, what should I have for dinner? We're just streaming to 418 people right now. Where are you at? Like, let's see. Do you feel like some Red Robin? Why don't you go grab us some Red Robin? Yeah, Red Robin. Yum. This is cool. I'm actually like ordering food from my wife in town on a live stream. This is cool. This is like unprecedented. Has anybody else ever done this? I want to know. So can I have a crispy chicken burger with pepper jack and French fries and lots of sauces? All right, love you, babies. I'll see you when you get home. Okay. Bye-bye.
People are asking what kind of car I drive. Well, I used to drive some fun cars like Jerry had, has. I just now drive a 2011 Nissan Altima Special Edition. That's all I got.
Nissan Altima is a pretty peppy car, though. I drove one.
They're all right, but I mean, come on. I came from a GSX that had a GT35R fully tuned DSM link. Everything. It was stage 3.
Oh yeah. No, I love my little stage 2 STI. Apparently, a lot of my subscribers do too, because a lot of people ask about that car. They're like, "When are you going to do a video on the car? When are you going to do a video on the car?" Well, guys, I have to fix the bumper first. Chris Perillo's driveway ripped the bumper off my car.
Saw that.
Angry.
Yeah, well, my GSX was on coilovers, and it sat pretty low, so I had to avoid steep driveways and speed bumps. But the problem I had with my GSX, and one of the reasons why when it finally broke on me for like the 3rd time in a month, I finally was just like, F it, and I sold it to the first guy in the car club who was willing to put up the money for it. I had so much torque on that, even though I had aftermarket axles, I kept snapping axles. This
is the problem, and I learned this when I had a 2001 Toyota Corolla with 1ZZ FE engine in it, completely stock engine, and I bolted GT25 dual bolt bearing Garrett turbo onto it, custom pipe, custom intercooler, custom exhaust manifold. I had to weld the whole thing myself. Probably spent, I'm going to say $3,000 to $4,000 to get everything worked out with everything, because I had to tear the engine out, tear the firewall out, do a bunch of stuff with the piping. And after all that, I think I got 1,000 miles out of the engine before snapping 2 connecting rods.
Yeah, well,
the engine just couldn't handle it.
You put so much power onto a stock low end, though. I mean, at least the GSX is a turboed car from the factory and all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
so I had a good
compression.
I had a good platform to build on. I mean, I think it was 8.5 or 8 to 1 compression from the factory before even putting on a turbo gasket. So, I mean, the car was fun, but the problem was it required 93 octane. And if I was going to have to run anything lower than 93, by the way, 93 isn't available in California, guys. I had to go to I had to go to VP Racing Fuel and buy racing fuel when I was going to go to the track at 100 octane. So or 110 octane, I think. So I had to completely drain the tank, and then I'd have to switch it over for the track. I had to run 2 different programs on DSM Link if I was going to do street driving versus track driving. The thing was harsh as hell to drive. I think that's where my back problems came from today.
Yeah, mine was too. Had a full sport suspension on it and just banged you up.
Oh yeah, it was bad. In fact, my GSX had so much suspension damage at one point just from how rough it was. The sheet metal where the strut bar in the front would meet the strut tower actually cracked on both sides, had to be re-welded and re-supported. Well,
just imagine a Corolla, like a 2,600 pound car.
Yeah.
With 250 horsepower.
See, that's still the difference between your WRX and my GSX is the WRX was built from the ground up for rally. Even though it was a street version, it still had those roots where the Eclipse was still a slow car that they made a faster version of and didn't have the reinforcements like yours does.
Yeah. That's the Corolla didn't. My Corolla was like, you could feel the body flex on that thing.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty chunky. It wasn't a good platform, but it was one of those things where it was my first new car I ever bought, and I had it for years, and I was like, I want to do something fun with it. So I decided, you know what? Let's bolt a turbo on, but nobody makes a turbo kit for a Corolla, so I had to be 100% custom.
You want to hear something funny? I get to do a car review on my channel soon. And that's going to be interesting. I've never done a car review. The guy who enlisted me to do Red Mist, he's going to be getting one of the brand new 2015 Mustang. I'm not sure which model he's getting. He's getting one of the like souped up models. And he was like, "Hey man, you want to do a review on the car on your channel?" I was like, "Yes." Yeah, I would like.
Wait, what car?
One of the new. I don't know if it's a Roush, but it's one of the high end Mustangs coming out for 2015.
Oh my god! If it's a Roush or a Cobra, man, those things are fun.
He's been showing me pictures, and it's not it's not just a GT. I know that. So it's kind of like the guy who I did the $4,000 build earlier last year. He bought a brand new Stingray.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I get to do a sports car review. That'll be fun.
Yeah, the new Corvette looks awesome. The new, my hat's off to Corvette for finally redesigned. Really?
I'm not a fan of the Stingray.
I
love the front. For me, it's like you look at the front, you're like, oh sweet. You look at the side, awesome profile. You look at the back, you're like, it got dropped on its head as a baby. What happened? I don't like the back of the car.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I would drive one in a heartbeat if like the LS one wasn't like 100,000, 120,000 or something stupid like that. Oh my god.
Charles Burton wants to get a Mazda RX-7. The problem is those cars are aging now, and with that, they're going to be harder to find, more expensive on parts, and they're still a car that's going to nickel and dime you to death if you put.
Though I know 2 people that have RX-7s. Yeah, they have to rebuild the motors in them like every 60, 70,000 miles. I mean, they're those Wankel engines like. Yeah. They burn oil like crazy too. Things blow oil out the back.
Even brand new rotaries did.
Well, I know the RX-8. I think they perfected it in the RX-8, but the problem was it was like a fundamental flaw with the RX-7. You can't even fix it even with the rebuild kit. It just has something to do with the way the engine's built.
They made the RX-8 a lot tighter when it came to the environment, but they also made it a dog.
I'll tell you what though, I went for a ride in an RX-7 that had a 200 shot NOS kit on it and and it was the turboed one.
Oh, nice.
And to this day, I don't think I've ever been in a car as fast off the line as that thing was, because he had really big, wide 9.5-inch tires in the back, which is really wide for that car. And I remember when he punched it, you could feel the weight come off those front tires. I mean, it felt like the front end lifted up like a couple inches.
Yeah.
I mean, it would slam your seat. And my boss has a Dodge Viper, and he takes me for rides in that thing. And that thing's no slouch, a Viper. But God, being in that RX-7 was like, wow. And a Supra. I went for riding a 93 Supra once that had 800 wheel. Yeah, it was and it had the it was an 800 wheel horsepower on the dyno.
Oh,
and the guy had a Power Glide 3-speed transmission in it, so it'd just be like bop bop bop. You're doing 100 miles an hour. That thing was downright scary, almost not even streetable.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm really starting to feel like not doing a video today. I've got some ideas, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. If I don't do a video, guys, don't hate me a lot. You can hate me if you want. I'll do a vlog this weekend if it makes you guys feel better. Vlog the weekend. I don't know. I'm
gonna try to do a video tonight because I'd like to, because it's Thursday. And Thursday's good video night.
Jay knows how to work a pipe. Yes, I do. Fastest car I've personally ever driven in, because when we would go down to these track days, we used to go down to Carlsbad drag strip. Even though I have California
I've been there. I've been to that drag strip.
To Carlsbad. It's fun because it's downhill and at sea level.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a 9.5 second Dodge. Was one of the Ram SRT 10s.
Yep.
Those guys put some massive. You know how much power it takes to make a truck that size go that fast?
A lot. I've actually seen the fastest big truck I ever saw was 11 seconds. So to pull in a 9, that's...
Yeah, he got kicked out. He actually got kicked off the track because the Carlsbad wasn't equipped to handle a 9.
Well, put it this way, I think a stock Nissan GTR with almost 600 horsepower and all-wheel drive, I don't even think will get under 10.
Oh, this truck was putting out well near 1500.
Yeah, to get under 10, it would have to be.
Yeah,
but I've never been in a drag race under 10 seconds. I think the fastest car I've ever been in where it's actually been clocked was 12.8. Yeah. Like not even really that fast. That's like Viper territory.
Mine did about 11.5, but the problem, you know, what's crazy is,
dude, your car did 11.5 in the quarter.
It was stage 3 all-wheel drive.
Dude, that's faster than That's faster than a stock Dodge Viper. That's crazy.
But the car broke every month. I'm telling you.
Totally worth it. Didn't even matter.
Yeah, until you have a wife that's like, I hate this car. I remember I had a coworker with me, even on the street tune, on pump gas. We were driving out to LA, and he was like talking shit about my car because he had a BMW 335i.
Yeah.
And so, you know, his twin turbo 300 horsepower car, and I'm like, you know, my car is more than double your horsepower, right? He's like, no, this little piece of shit. You know, he's making all the ricer sounds. He's like, bam, 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 when I'm driving. And he was riding with me out to LA, and we were in traffic, and I had just finally kind of had enough of it. And even on a street tune, I gave it all it had getting on the freeway, and by the time we got to the end of the on-ramp, I think we were doing like 135. And he was just like, oh, fuck, oh, okay. He was freaking out because not only was that car fast, but you swear to God it was a death trap because of the way it rattled and shook.
Oh, my Corolla, I didn't even have a limited slip differential in the transmission. So even at 60 miles an hour, if you punched it to the floor, it'd try to dart left or right. So you had to be like doing this the whole time down the road. I mean, it was like I took it on a 100-mile trip once, and I was like sweating and felt like my kidneys were both bruised when I got there. So
Skylar Dyler says his Grand Prix will run a low 11. I'm talking about quarter mile, not your 8th mile. Anyway, it's time to go, Jerry.
Yep. Time to shut her down. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know we almost made 2 hours. We haven't done 2 hours in a long time.
Jeez, now I'm definitely not making a video tonight. If a video goes up, you guys know I got no sleep last night, and I've got to drive to San Diego, so I can't be out of sleep. But I am working from home tomorrow, so maybe I'll do one in the morning. We'll see.
Yeah, I wish I could work from home tomorrow. I can't though.
No, you worked from home every other day this week.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, guys.
Oh, never mind. I can. Hey, Joby Bros, come over and hit me up on Twitter. I can answer you over there.
All right, Oculus Rift Talk. All right. Yep. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. If you found Jerry for the first time through my channel right now, his information is down in the description. Make sure you go and follow him on Twitter. If you follow Jerry over here and you liked me or you just want to make fun of me, follow me on Twitter. I can take it. All right, guys, time to get out of here, and we will see you next week.
Later. Are we off?